Hi, ladies. Welcome to Christmas prep. Oh, I always mean to look. I think it's week 10 or 11. I mean to look every time before I record these, and then I don't. It was easy back way when it was like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now we're just barreling right along. The last one will be on November 14th, so just a couple more left. Today's is a fun little project, and it was all I can do to not spend a ton of time working on it because it's an edible gift, and so they won't be kept forever. So you don't want to spend forever on them, but they'll be perfect for, especially if you do Secret Santas. Although I will say I've done Secret Santa things in the past, but they're perfect if you sell things for Secret Santas. But when you do them and people know that you do this stuff, then it's always a dead giveaway that you're their person, right? Because they're always like, well, I know that Sherry's mine because all of my stuff is so cute and handmade. But if you sell things, or if you have other people, especially teachers, I know a lot of times more than one person is crafty. But Sunday school gifts, these would make great Sunday school teacher gifts. Or if you have older Sunday school kids, if you're a teacher, and you make little gifts, or for your pastors, or for church staff, or even for like a Christmas dinner for little table favors. Or if you just want to do something fun with your kids that you could hand out to neighbors, or your grandkids, or just to decorate around your house. Or if you do little Advent gifts, they would be fun for you to do for one of the days of Advent. So one of my favorite chocolates, I'm not a huge chocolate fan. I like good chocolates, and these are good chocolates. So I have this box here, and I got these just at the grocery store. If you want to make a lot, then I know that Costco has a giant pack right now, and when I was there the other day, they were on sale, and I almost bought them, and I thought, no, because I don't need a giant box, and then I would eat them because they are one of my favorite kinds of chocolate. So you can just get however many you want. This would make a nice little pack. If you're having people over for Thanksgiving, then you could do this for an afternoon little craft to get you ready for the Christmas holidays. And it could be a decoration for halfway through. My husband would probably eat it, pop the little head right off. So each decoration just takes one. If it's going to sit around for a while, I would probably pop the chocolate out and re-secure it back into the bottom, because it kind of does need to be a little bit more secure. Or if you're going to be handing them out to people, if you're just going to leave it at your house, then it's fine just in this. I didn't do anything else to the one I had. Then you just need some wooden beads. I've had these. If you're a craft hoarder, you probably have these in your house. I have bags of these as I started searching. I don't know why I've bought so many of them in the past, but if you're like me, probably at different points in your life, you've bought little wooden beads. And I'm not sure that the size exactly matters. You just need it to be her little angel head. So there's a little bit of leeway. I mean, you don't want it too tiny or too terribly large, but there's probably 2 or 3 sizes right there that works. I would tell you what size. None of mine have the original packaging on the top, so I'm not quite sure what they are. I guess I could measure them. Let me see. Although I'm not sure how they measure a wooden bead. It looks like they are, if they measure them this way, they're like, that's centimeters, so that's not going to, they could be measured in centimeters, I guess. Like 3/4 of an inch, maybe. If you want me to try to figure it out better, then let me know, because then I'll have my husband look for you. Then you want to put a face on her. So I used my blend with the bullet tip, and you just, the trick is to do as little as possible, because it will bleed. But the bullet tip has a nice little circle if you just barely touch it. So literally just barely touch it. And you don't want a ton of it. If you want her face to be prettier, and again, this is where the time factor comes in, because it's a piece of candy and it's going to just get taken off. If you want, you could paint it. I have made fairies in the past, which is probably why I have so many of these. But literally just put dots for her nose and her eyes, and then she's an angel, so she can be singing. So you can put another dot for her mouth. And I did that twice, so her mouth would be a little bit larger. I really wanted to put eyelashes on her, but I know it will bleed. If you want to paint them, you can. You could probably use a fine tip Sharpie, and it might not bleed. The blends will bleed, but I like to use Stampin' Up stuff, and it was laying here. And I'd have to go search my house for a fine tip Sharpie. So then we have obviously so many Stampin' Up! Colors that will work with this. So pretty much anything scrap as far as decorating her will do. Embellishment scraps. The only thing that I found that works the best is this Forever Greenery ribbon combo pack. So let's start to get her head secured. So this is the ribbon part of the combo pack, or the cord. So about this much. I hope that a lot of you are going to be in the paper class. I started filming it and I had to stop because they were working on our not on our yard, but they tore up the street in front of our house because there was some leaking issues. So I hate when I have to film things in 2 parts because the editing just takes so much longer for me to put it back together that way. But I hope that you guys are in that class because the projects in that are also great Christmas prep projects. And in fact, a couple of them may have made it to this class, except they were perfect for the designer series paper sale. So they ended up in that. So I'm taking 1 or 2, you can take 2 strings and pull about halfway on this side. And then you do need another one on this. So you're making a little ruffle collar for her. Because we've got the wreath and the Christmas tree and then a ruler in that designer series paper class. So once you have these 2, see I've got these 2, then take these 2 strings and then tie them. And then that will secure it and it will see a little collar. So you're giving a little collar to set the head on top of. Because I didn't want to use hot glue. Again, I'm thinking these are going to be quick favors. Now again, if you're making a lot of these and you're going to be carrying them outside of your house and like passing them out, then I'd probably get my hot glue gun out. But I'm going easy. So these are just, I'll probably hand these out at Thanksgiving to my nephews because they like all things crafty. I'm setting those boys up good. Their future wives will be very happy with me. I've just made this little like collar, but it's also, you can see how the head's going to fit in it. I think this probably would hold, but if you're doing a whole bunch of them, just get these ready and then put the hot glue on top of all of them. You don't want it too hot because you want to melt the chocolate. So you'd probably want one of the ones that has double temperature. And this is Seal Plus. Nope. Because I have reset my table. Oh, right in front of me. You don't want Seal, you want the Seal Plus because the Seal Plus has those little lines in it and it's a little bit stronger of a hold. So just put that on there. Super easy. And then get her head. And you can see the Seal Plus has all of those on there so you know that it's going to hold. And it holds enough for this project. See? She's holding. Now, again, if you're going to like take them out to the neighbors and you're going to, especially if you're going to let your kids pass them out or your grandkids and they're going to hold them by their heads, you might want to use hot glue. But if you're in a hurry and you're just going to take them to your ladies' Bible study and you're going to use them for little table favors and your ladies' Bible studies probably aren't going to hold them by the head, then you're fine to use the Seal Plus. So it's just a call. I know if you're in this class, you're all crafty and you can decide what glue would be best for this. So if you're going for fast, then take this. So then I'm just going to put some Seal Plus across the top of her head. Right here. So you can see it. I hope you can see it. You see all those little stripes. And just get her ready. And then I took the cord, it's not really a cord, it's kind of it's fabulous. I love this ribbon and I keep buying the combo pack mostly because I use this. Although when I do use the one I just made the ribbon out of, I use a lot because I do that pulling technique. So just wrap it around your hands a few times, make a big circle. And cut that off. And then just kind of let it open back up so it kind of spreads apart. And then just plunk it on that Seal Plus. And she's got hair. Now, it depends on how you can do a little hairdressing on her, which if you have little girls, it would be super fun. You'll want to make sure that the scissors are safe for them. And they kind of need to be sharp, not super sharp, but you don't want to be pulling on her hair. So I literally just gave her a little trim. And they're all going to look a little different. She looks a little bit better than my first one. My first one's the wild child of the little choir. So there she is. She really needs her wings on to stand up because she's pretty good there. Now for the wings, take any sheet of metallic. All of our metallics would look fun. You could do any of the Christmas papers that match the candy paper. My first one, I had a little piece of champagne sitting here, so I used it. This one is almost the exact same color as the packaging that the candies come in, and this is just our gold foil. And this is then the bow punch out of the holiday catalog. So you do need this piece and then the little tag. You don't need the middle piece of the bow that comes out of it. So what I did was I took this piece here. It gives just a little bit more for you to attach it all to. So it just makes her wings a little bit longer. So add that there. And then just add again the Seal Plus there. And then it kind of sticks all the way up to the back of her head. But see, because we have this piece here, now there's more that can stick to her. And then just press it to her head. So I'll lay it down there so you can kind of see her. And if you want, you can unfray her hair. You could put more ribbons on her. We have lots of little ribbons that work or if you have retired ribbons or any of the retired cord, you could get your whole little choir to have all individual looks. It would be really fun if you have a group of people over and you just put out all of your scraps, because really the only thing it has to be, you'd have to think of some way, and I think this is probably the easiest, fastest way to get them to sit, is to do that bow, that ribbon for her head to sit cradled in, because it just fits perfect. And then this bow here makes perfect wings without having to do much. But then if you get all kinds of hair and all kinds of decorations, so then she does have kind of a little sad, her hair's thinning on the top, right? So I just took, and this is super easy because we all have tons and tons of different embellishments. So you could get all of the embellishments out. You could get your pearls, you could get your stars, you could get your holiday rhinestones. You could get other little punches that are circles and put a crown on her head. So finishing the top off is really just kind of up to you, because you just want to cover it up. But again, especially if you have lots of pieces that are at the end and you're doing a party. Now, if you're doing a whole set and you want them to match, figure out what you like the best and match them all up. But I'm going to put a little crown up, a little star up here. Again, they're not going to be kept forever. They're not going to make it to next year because they're chocolate. So let's just put, this one's going to look a little bit different than my last one. So let's go with the star on top. And then this time I'll take 2 greens. And I'm just kind of giving her a little halo at the top of her head. I considered using the circles, the wire circles that we have in the annual catalog for her wings. But you know, cost is a factor unless you're doing it for some super special gift that you're giving people. I didn't feel the need to put, because those are not the cheapest embellishments that we have. And again, they're going to rip it off. You can get these little circle, you can see that's why her face bleeds. So this time I just touched faster. She's okay. The other thing that I didn't do yet, because I didn't know if it would ruin her, but let's try now. This is flamingo. I wanted to give her some cheeks. I'd really like to give her some freckles, but I know that they would smear. Oh yeah, she can have some cheeks. It's just gonna bleed into the block, and that'll lighten up. So I'll give her some cheeks too. Just kind of dab it on there and it'll bleed into the... So there you go. Super quick. You could whip out a bunch of these and it would be really fun, especially to do with those friends of yours that say, oh, I'm not crafty, because this doesn't take a whole lot of talent. If you got together with them and you were seeing there may be one part that your non-crafty friends felt they couldn't do, you could be like, well, I'll do that step and then let them do the rest. You can see that her cheeks are drying nicely. But they're so sweet. You could also take them to nursing homes where they're allowed to eat. My niece works in a memory care unit. She's a nurse. So a lot of the memory care patients are not diabetic, so we can drop things off like that for them. So that would be a fun thing if you're looking for ideas to drop off during the holidays to make other people's seasons brighter. So I hope you enjoy that. I will see you back next week next week it will be November. I can't believe it. It's just flying by. So everybody have a great day. Bye.